I like to um, kind of give a rundown on how I play the Preservation Invoker for all content going on here. Pull this up. This is the build that I have going on. I will copy this over right now to where's it? Share. Copy this over right now before I forget. I'll add that to the link in there. I'll add it in the description there for this particular layout. This side, I went down and did most of the healing side with the goal of Zephyr in mind. You can play with these however you see fit, but Zephyr is nice because when you pop it, that 20% damage reduction from area of effect can be a lifesaver in some things. Obviously I went and got Rescue, and then you have to get the aerial mastery, so your hover has that extra charge here. This is nice to have when doing mythics. Like I said, this is like an all-around kind of build. This one will, if anybody has any crowd CCs on them, that'll increase that duration by 50% for 10 more seconds. And then obviously your flame strike or your flame breath causes your living flame to separate. I hardly ever use living flame, so I'll probably pump that point out and throw it somewhere else. I haven't decided on what to do with it yet, but that was when I was using living flame a decent amount, but I really don't. And then obviously you're going to want your interrupt essence regen. That is a must with the way that I've been playing. And this build works for mythic, raid, it doesn't matter. And we're going over to this side. Spirit Bloom, I use that a lot. This is one of my Emerald Communions, one of the oh crap buttons. Pop that, it does help out in a fight drastically. Spirit Bloom essence regeneration for 8 seconds, that is a must because of how much I'm popping Spirit Bloom. Basically the idea that I had behind this build was utilizing Echo as little as possible. I'm a firm believer in the less buttons the better, regardless of the class you're playing, because I do not like keeping track of a crap ton of buttons. So like literally 1 through 6, that's all I do. Occasionally I'll pop an Echo. I did end up taking Stasis because it does pack a powerful punch when you pump some of these in there and throw in like your cleanse or naturalize or the cauterizing flame. I think naturalize is the one that is a must in the academy dungeon, but this will stack 3 of them in there, instant cast on all 3 targets that you had, and it would cleanse them if they don't get to the root on that tree and cleanse the attack themselves. Let's see, obviously rewind, that's the other oh crap button. I do pop temporal anomaly a lot because I basically use temporal anomaly to set up for damage, so I'll throw that out there and then start popping my damage abilities, my fire breath and disintegrate, and then deep breath. I try to avoid using deep breath unless you can actually see how far you're going, because that does run the opportunity of pulling more than what you're trying to pull, especially if you let that thing go way out there. Most of my damage comes from fire breath because I'll just throw that on there. One at level 1, because it does the same damage regardless. It's just over time, so there's no point in going there. I took the rewind cooldown because having that an extra minusing that cooldown an extra 30 seconds is a must, especially if you're kind of iffy on some of these dungeons and mythics and whatnot. And then you kind of have to go down this one to get this guy right here, where Fire Breath will actually heal. So with Fire Breath, you're not only damaging, but you're healing, and that's kind of where you need to stop on this tree. I grabbed that Dream Breath for that extra 30%, or the Renewing Breath for the extra 30% healing from Dream Breath. Kind of went straight down here. If you need to, you can swap out Stasis for Dream Flight. However, Dream Flight, much like Deep Breath, you have to be careful. You can draw other ads and stuff like that. So I kind of moved away from using that and kind of focus more on Stasis now. I'm sure there's some other points you can probably maneuver around in here, but this is just how I play, and it works for me as an all-around kind of build going on. Let's run over to some dummies real quick and kind of get a lowdown on how it actually plays here. So we'll pop this guy. This is what I usually pop a lot of, and I got pretty good haste because that thing loads up pretty quickly. Obviously you're gonna fly over to the tank with Vibrant Embrace. This is a must for heals too. And I'll pop my Temporal Anomaly. Some of the other DPSs are taking damage. I'll just throw on the Reversion on there. I have the point in Reversion where it does the initial heal and then does its thing as like a oh crap kind of sorta AoE is you got the Spirit Bloom, which at max it does up to 3 allies. I didn't take the one where it can do 4. And then I pop this one a lot. I just do the first one because it has the dot. I hardly ever make that thing go maxed out, and then I hardly ever touch Echo. And then obviously if I'm damaging, I'll throw that on there, which that also heals the tank. You can also throw this Renewing Blaze on yourself, so it it heals you for taking damage, which is nice in itself as well. And then obviously you got your Rewind, which does a mad amount of that healing, and then your Emerald thing. I did grab the one where I can walk with it, which just it's so I can stay out of things while I have it popped. But yeah, that is the build I have decided to play on the Preservation Evoker. If you enjoyed this content, click that like and follow, and I'll upload more on Invoker as I make it.